What if your land could host a spooky drive-through every October? A haunted drive-through attraction that turns ghosts into profits. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to plan, build, and run one, even on a small scale. First, let's talk about something important. How much land do you really need? A haunted drive-through needs width, length, parking, staging, and safety buffers. On a small scale, you might start with 10 to 20 acres. That gives you space for a loop route, parking area, staging area, and room for expansion. If your drive path is half a mile and to 1 mile, that could take up to a few acres itself. Parking and staging may require another few acres. Add buffer zones, emergency access, infrastructures, and you'll see how the land adds up. Larger, more elaborate attractions may use up to 30 or more acres. There's no rigid standard. Small attractions sometimes operate on less, but risk crowding and infrastructure bottlenecks. You may just want a simple layout. One loop may be side loops in a parking lot, say 100 to 200 cars, which may need 2 to 4 acres just for parking, depending on the design, of course. Designing your drive path first. Start at the entrance, loop through spooky scenes, then exit. Use winding curves, short sight lines, and vary spacing so drivers can't see too far ahead. Consider one-way flow, passing lanes and pullouts, turning radius for SUVs or vans. Use terrain features like trees, hills, and silhouette scenes or high prompts. Plan emergency access, a service road parallel to your crossing path so you can reach any spot quickly in case of issues. Label zones for lighting, sound props, and maintenance access. You need now to divide your route into zones, for example, Haunted Forest, Project Barn, Ghostly Orchid, Skeleton Alley. In each zone, set up effects, animatronics, projection mapping, fog machines, lighting, speakers, and soundscapes. Brown's Harvest in Connecticut uses large projections, some 15 feet high and 25 feet wide on barns and structures to create eerie scenes. They avoid live actors in jump scenes, relying on holograms, projective characters, and special effects to create haunted ambiance. One scene might be a barn door opening to a witch casting a spell, or a ghost walking across a field. Time to darkness and vehicle position spacing is key. Allow enough distance so effects don't overlap and drivers have time to absorb each scene. So you'll need to run power and control lines to all these zones. Ooh, a lot of work. So you'll need buried conduits, or you can go above ground protective cable trucks. Set up control boxes for lighting and effects, ideally with DMX controllers or smart controllers if possible. Make sure there are maintenance paths besides or behind the scenes so staff can access equipment without stepping right into the path. For lighting, use strike lights, ground up lights, and keep the ambient light low and maintain darkness. Haze or fog. Machines are great for effect and diffusion, but when it comes to speaker or sound zones, use hidden speakers, directional audio, and timing triggers like IR or motion sensors to trigger sounds and effects as cars pass by. Use durable materials like plywood, metal frames, PVC, and treated lumber for your scenery. It's important to weatherproof your props. Think waterproofing and sealed electronics. Mount all props securely anchored to the ground or frame to prevent tipping or wind damage. Any props with moving parts, use safety enclosures around them. Install projection screens or flat surfaces, white walls, regular walls, or even netting to protect your visuals. Be sure all the tested effects in daylight and then again at dusk. Always check sight lines from the road. Use a timeline or cue sheet when a car passes. Point A, effect B fires, and then after 5 seconds, effect C kicks in, synchronizing your audio and lighting and projection. Use sensors, beam triggers, or loop triggers to automate things. Make sure you have a redundancy in place, backup power, or batteries for critical effects, and the ability to bypass broken elements without the whole experience falling apart. So you'll want to place signage on the speed limit like 5 miles per hour, and also signs that say like stay in your dang gone car, do not stop, and follow at a certain distance. It's important to have emergency exits or breakaway barriers if needed. Make sure your staff controls with marshal and the entrance and exits, and zone controllers monitoring everything. Install reflective tape and low lighting on the road edges and add barrier curbing to put guidance lights. Be sure to test visibility hazards and trip risk, and finally low ambient light for safe passage. Now let's look at some real examples. The Great Halloween Drive-Thru at Brown's Harvest in Windsor, Connecticut. This attraction, located next to Brown Harvest Farms and runs every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in October. It's a half-a-mile route with projections, audio, and special effects. No live actors, no jump scenes. Designed for family friendliness. Tickets are about $30 per carload with an unlimited people in the vehicle. During the years of operation, it moves to Brown's Harvest from prior location for more space and better infrastructure. They use large projectors, some 15 feet high and 25 feet wide, cast on barns and screens. The drive takes about 45 minutes under low congestion. Because they don't use live actors, they reduce staffing risks and liability and complexity. They use large illuminated pumpkin arcs called Crazy Willie at the entrance for a visual marker and branding cue. That's pretty awesome. So why do this? It's because a haunted drive-thru can command high yield per vehicle. Brown's charges $30 per vehicle regardless of the number of occupants. So let's do some math. You draw 500 cars per night over 15 weekends. That's about 500 times 15, which is 225,000 gross before costs, add-ons like glow sticks, snacks, souvenirs, pumpkin-themed merchandise per vehicle, or at the exit just in case you stay in the cars. Staffing requirements are lower with fewer crowd handlers, and there's lower risk of foot traffic injuries. Branding and marketing potential are huge. People share your photos, video clips, effects, driving further visitors to your land. It turns typical unused land into high revenue seasonal use, increasing the land's exponential value. It builds your brand as land and legacy business and not just part of time farming. Oh, just a note, margin depends heavily on startup costs, maintenance, power, and staffing and permits, of course, insurance. Your land doesn't have to sit idle from November to September. Here's what you can do in the off season. Plant cover crops like clover, rye, and recharge the soil, control erosion, improve nitrogen. Switch to regular crops like pumpkin, squash, and hay in the spring and summer. If your terrain allows, lease grazing to sheep, goats, and other animals, and even use underdrive zones around the drive path for low impact grazing. You can rent the land for photo shoots, weddings, festivals, fall harvest events, or markets. Use barns, sheds, and workshops as storage and prep zones to maintain your crops, repair or build new scenes for the next season. Host open days, agritourism, or farm tours to keep your brand known to the public. This ensures the land is used multi-purposely and keeps operational costs lower and keeps your business active year-round. A haunted drive-thru is more than a Halloween fun. It's a revenue machine and legacy builder for landowners. With the proper design, planning, creativity, and even a little bit of acreage, you can host spooky experiences for people that will pay year after year. Let me break down some cost estimates, scene designs, templates, or permit checklists. Drop it in the comments, and don't forget, Ancestry Lands is promoting generational wealth through land ownership and financial awareness, and we're giving you business tips on what to do so you can make revenue on your land. Now, how's that for a business? Make sure you stay tuned for videos like this and other amazing videos as we not only bring you properties you can buy, information on how to be self-sufficient, and other business ideas and revenue generating opportunities that you can do on land. Stay tuned for information on how to get our book, Getting Dollars from Dirt, written by me, yours truly, Philip Davis, the owner of Ancestry Lands. Thanks for watching, and I'll smash that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. That's it, folks. You can go to Ancestry Lands to start owning property today with payments starting at $250 a month, no credit checks, and owning land has never been easier. It's time to build your land portfolio one property at a time. We help you to get dollars from dirt and build generational wealth by owning small plots of affordable vacant land. Contact us to learn more. Oh, and speaking of dollars from dirt, I also wrote a book about investing in land for you readers out there. My book, Getting Dollars from Dirt, A Beginner's Guide to Vacant Land Investing, is on Amazon. The link is in the description section below. Inside, you'll learn simple, easy to read insights that will have you understanding why you should own land today. For more tips and tricks, subscribe for updates, comment below, and let us know what you enjoyed about this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
And remember, like and subscribe.